Hello everyone, it's me, Alan from Ditzy, and today we're doing something a bit different. Yep, that's right, we're doing a comparison video. A game notorious for having a terrible fan base and a game who pretty much no one has ever heard of, Minecraft and Terraria. I'm gonna be going over a few things about both games, and at the end I'll give my personal opinion. I've never really done polls on this channel, but I'm gonna do one at the end of this video for which one you prefer. Also, to anyone in the audience who's face palming so hard they knock their own head off, that's understandable. Enough rambling, let's go. So Minecraft, we've all heard of it. You punch a tree, get stuff to make stuff, and then get more stuff.
So you're mining stuff to craft with and crafting stuff to mine with? Did your dad write this game? Mean.
But in the beginning of it all, a Swedish game designer named Notch was inspired by the games Dwarf Fortress and Dungeon Keeper and eventually Infiniminer. He imagined the game as being an isometric 3D building game which would be a cross between his early prototypes. And thus, he began making prototypes. It was publicly released on May 17th, 2009 on a website called TIG Source Forums, later becoming known as the classic version. Further milestones dubbed as Survival Test, InDev, and InfDev. The game did see updates in between them. Eventually, the alpha version, which is known as the first major update, was released. Notch did have a day job with jalbum.net, but quit it so he could work on Minecraft full-time. As time went on, the game expanded and so did its fanbase. And now Terraria. It's very similar to Minecraft in many ways that I'll get to in a bit. Anyways, Terraria was officially released on May 16th, 2011, though a beta version was released prematurely due to people leaking information about it. It was initially released for Microsoft Windows, but soon was ported onto other platforms, like Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, mobile devices, 3DS, and soon, the Nintendo Switch. Andrew Spinks, more commonly known as Red or Redigit, was lead developer for Terraria, while the soundtrack was composed by Scott Lloyd Shelley. That's pretty much it for the game's origins, but what are they about? What's in these games? What do you do? The premise in both of these games are basically the same deal. You're placed into a randomly generated world, and your objective is to gather resources and watch your world unfold in front of you. However, there is a slight difference between the two. Minecraft focuses on building and exploring. This is evident by the infinite terrain, easier building mechanics, and few bosses or challenges. The game currently has only 2 bosses. The Ender Dragon, which is a giant black dragon with bright magenta eyes that you can find in a plane called the End, and the Wither, which is a black skeleton-like creature with 3 heads that can be spawned in the Nether, a hell-like landscape. However, Terraria focuses more on survival and leveling up than building. While there is a focus on building, it's not as prominent as it is in Minecraft. The survival aspect is shown by its surplus of weapons, armor, and potions, not to mention the fact that Terraria has a grand total of about 21 bosses, which include the bosses from the console and mobile versions. The building mechanic in Terraria is very difficult to get used to at first. You have to make sure your cursor is at the exact place you want to build something. There's an auto cursor feature, but it's very unhelpful most of the time when you're building. Alright, so we know about what you do in these games, but how do other people react to these games? What are the fan bases like? Are they toxic? I hoped you wouldn't ask, but regardless, I'll answer. I'm pretty sure that most people who have experience with fan bases should know the cycle of popularity. Media is released, then it starts trending, then it reaches the peak of popularity and becomes a horrific mess of cringe left, right, and center. After a while, it starts to settle down. After a while longer, it begins to become the calm fan base it used to be. And then finally, everyone forgets about it. It's just the way things have been. As of now, the game has sold over 53,000 copies. So the size of the fan base is very large, correct? Yes! From Let's Plays and list videos.
Today we are going to be going over 5 Minecraft YouTubers who've sworn.
To toy lines, party decorations, clothes, candy, book bags, mugs, its own convention, jewelry, parodies of popular songs, stickers, mods, plushies, wallets, and even underwear. I'm not even kidding you on that one. Minecraft is undoubtedly at its peak of popularity and has been for years. I used to be in the Minecraft fanbase when I was 9, and I was in love with it. Ask my old classmates if you don't believe me. It was all I ever talked about, and it helped me with some emotional issues I was having back then too. Even today, I still get nostalgic when I think about it, and I still hear from the fanbase quite often. The fanbase is made up of mostly kids to teens who are vile, annoying, and very, very offensive. I'm alright with an offensive meme here and there, but these kids aren't adding anything of substance most of the time. It's just blatant racism, sexism, homophobia, and more. But I guess that stuff can be said about most of the gaming community because there's always gonna be toxic kids trying to be funny. There's that side, then there's the art community, which isn't any fan base. The art community isn't just drawings and paintings. There's music and stories to be shared with the general public. Now imagine this. A fan base full of people who range from 7 to 20-year-olds, mostly 10-year-olds, who are obnoxious, like Minecraft, and have terrible ideas with no creativity. Drawing, making music and stories.
It's awful.
While most of the fan base is a frickin' tumor, there are good drawings, songs, stories, and overall good members of the fan base. There are Minecraft YouTubers whose content you might not enjoy, but can't deny how kind, helpful, and caring they appear to be. So I guess it's not that bad after all. The Terraria fanbase. Yes! So as I am currently in the Terraria fanbase and have been for 7 months now, I know quite a bit about what's up in there. Like Minecraft, Terraria has a plethora of people in the fanbase and quite a lot of merch sold. And copies sold. Currently, there have been over 12 million copies sold. Wowza, that's a lot of copies. Similar to Minecraft, toys, plushies, etc. were sold. Terraria 2 was very high in popularity. While there can be toxic, cringy members of the Terraria fanbase, like this one time I was on a server and this one kid was just harassing everyone, and that other time where someone in the Terraria Discord server stole a screenshot of a build someone made in their world and claimed it as their own. They got caught, luckily, due to some easy research. Again, there's also incredible artwork, incredible stories, incredible music. So now I beg the question of, which one is a better experience? Well, first let me state my opinion, which I'm almost positive that you already know what it is, but to those of you who don't, it's Terraria. Now let me explain. I prefer games that have tons of stuff to find so you're always left on your toes, 1 point for Terraria. Games that present a challenge, 1 point for Terraria. And games that make you work to obtain something so after defeating a boss or completing a challenge, you really feel accomplished. And yet another point for Terraria. I also think the art in Terraria is pretty, like the backgrounds, boss sprites, weapons, and pretty much everything visual in the game. However, Minecraft did have a very creative idea to make the game first person while also have everything be 3D but blocky. However, the 3D assets don't look as appealing to me. A few places that Minecraft definitely nails down is world generation. The wicked cool world generation is only exclusive to PC, so console and mobile and everything else get wrecked. Infinite terrain. While it can be inconvenient at times, like when you're trying to find your home after exploring and you can't find it. But if Terraria had infinite terrain, this problem could be completely solved by having recall potions or a magic mirror. By the way, what they do is teleport you back to where you first spawned or back to your bed if you set your spawn. But where Minecraft lacks, in my opinion, is its few amount of weapons, armor, and ore. The survival aspect of the game is very small, and the game would just be better without it. Another reason why I like Terraria is because installing mods is less of a hassle than in Minecraft. With Terraria, you just download a mod launcher, browse the mod server, find one you like, click download, go to the mods you've downloaded, then presto! Start the game and your mod is there. In Minecraft's case, it just seems more complex. Even my mom, who was studying computer science at the time, couldn't figure it out. Terraria with Expert Mode could present a bigger challenge along with Softcore, where upon death you drop coins and respawn, Medium Core, where your character drops everything they have upon death, and Hardcore, your character dies for good. You can choose how much of a challenge you can give yourself, not to mention the classes which consist of melee, swords, flails, boomerangs, and yo-yos, mage, spell tomes, staffs, and other forms of magic, range, bows, guns, and rocket launchers, and summoner, sentries, and little creatures to fight for you. You can either play through using all class weapons, or only one of them. It's even possible to beat the game in one of those classes. Minecraft only has swords and bows, and if you ask me, it's pretty lame. Terraria, as far as content goes, far outshines Minecraft by a landslide. But these games are both amazing in their own ways, and while I did pick Terraria, I love Minecraft too. Minecraft brought me so much joy as a younger kid and has helped me through emotional problems I was having at the time. It allowed me to be creative and to marvel in the craziness of the randomly generated worlds. Some of my best memories back then were me playing Minecraft. Besides, if it weren't for this game, I would have never heard of Terraria in the first place anyway. In conclusion, despite whether you love or hate one or both of these games, you can't deny the impact that's made on many people, including me. They may be cringy, but they have made many people happy, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So what do you think? Do you like both, neither, Minecraft, or Terraria? For anyone watching this on their own devices, click or tap the bar in the top right corner of the screen to vote. If, however, you're watching this at the Genius Hour presentation, I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching or listening. See you all later. Between his early prototypes, and thus he began making prototypes. Great script writing. In dev and but infdev. Think. Indev and inf. Alright, so we. I always said that reading a script wasn't difficult and YouTubers were overreacting. I was wrong. But anyways, it's with some emotion. Why can't I word? There are Minecraft YouTubers whose content you might not enjoy. Right. Is a better experience. Why am I like this? Well, let me... I prefer games that have tons of stuff to find that you're... You know your life is a mess when you can't read a script that was written by yourself. That's why 90% of YouTubers' lives are a mess. I also think the art in Terraria is... I also think the art in Terraria is prettier, like... No, English. What's in English? I don't know what in English is. I also think the art in Terraria is pretty, like background. I also think the art in Terraria is prettier. No! I also think the art in Terraria is pretty, like the backgrounds, boss sprites, weapons, and pretty much everything visual in the game. Can I say that without messing it up? Probably not. I also think... my life's a mess. Okay. Okay. Now I'm laughing. And that's how I calm myself down. However, Minecraft did have a very creative idea to make the game first person while also have everything be 3D but blocky. Finally! Holy oh my god, why? Go to the mods you've installed it. It's a wrap, folks! Great ending. Great. 10 out of 10. Best ending. Oh my god!
Sorry, Dad.